Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on April 20th, 2022 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Om Langayate Girim Shri Guru Deinatarinam Shri Caitanya Ishwaram. Continuing the Chaitanya Leela class, chapter Disciples of Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī Glorifies the Explanation of Lord Chaitanya, Part 2. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.34.
শ্রুতি ও পুরাণে অবরহ পন্থায় অপ্রাকৃত চিদ বিলাস দর্শন তর্কমূলক, অরহ পন্থায় মায়া অতীত চিদ বিলাসকে মাইক জড়বিলাস, জ্ঞানী পছন্দতা বা মায়া মহা অপরাধ। শ্রুতি পুরাণ কহে কৃষ্ণের চিৎ শক্তি বিলাস, তাহা নাহি মানি পণ্ডিত করে উপহাস।
Translation. The Vedas, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutra and the Puranas all describe the activities of the spiritual potency of the Lord. If one cannot accept the personal activities of the Lord, he jokes foolishly and gives an impersonal purport. In the Vedic literatures, including the Puranas, there are full descriptions of the spiritual potency of Kṛṣṇa. All the pastimes of the Lord are eternal, blissful and full of knowledge. Just as the form of Kṛṣṇa himself is eternal, blissful and full of knowledge. Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. Unintelligent people with a poor fund of knowledge compare their temporary bodies to the spiritual body of Kṛṣṇa, and by such foolishness they try to understand Kṛṣṇa as one of them. Avajananti mam mudha manushrin tanumashritam. The Bhagavad Gita 9.11 points out that foolish people think of Kṛṣṇa as one of them. Not understanding his spiritual potency, they simply decry the personal form of the absolute truth, foolishly thinking of themselves as jnanis, cognizant of the complete truth. They cannot understand that just as the material energy of the Lord has a variety of activities, the spiritual energy has variety also. They consider activities in devotional service the same as activities in material consciousness. Under such a wrong impression, they sometimes dare joke about the spiritual activities of the Lord and his devotional service.
Lord Kṛṣṇa has various spiritual energies.
So, Lord Kṛṣṇa has various spiritual energies.
Each energy has a multitude of
And each energy has,
activities.
among the truth of activities.
So, Kṛṣṇa is that unlimited activities that can never be compared to ordinary human beings.
So, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has unlimited activities and should never be compared with an ordinary living being.
The Supreme Personality extends himself as Paramatma and resides in the heart of every living entity as Supersoul.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead expands himself as Paramatma and resides in the heart of every living entity.
His divinity, personal, his impersonal feature of Brahma Jyoti and everywhere.
He expands into the impersonal feature of Brahma Jyoti and remains everywhere.
Simultaneously, as a person, he sees what's going on in the whole universe.
Simultaneously, as a person, he sees that what's going on in all universes.
And both material and spiritual.
In both material and spiritual.
So his capacity is almost unlimited.
So his capacity is almost unlimited.
And we don't understand his unlimited aspect.
So people don't understand this unlimited aspect.
And they try to compare him
And they try to compare him to
themselves.
themselves. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.35.
Chidananda Krishna Vigrehe Maikuri Mani Ei Baro Pao Sotya Chaitanya Bani.
Translation. The Mayavadis do not recognize the personal form of the Lord as spiritual and full of bliss. This is a great sin. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statements are actually factual. Purport. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement especially aims at defeating the Mayavada conclusion about the absolute truth. Since the members of the Mayavada school cannot understand the spiritual form of the Lord, they incorrectly think the Lord's form is also made of material energy. They think that he is covered by material body just like other living beings. Due to this offensive understanding, they cannot recognize that Shri Krishna's personal form is transcendental, not material. Their conclusion is a great offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. As explained by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Kṛṣṇa has his eternal, blissful form that is full of knowledge, and all Vaishnava Acharyas accept this. That is the proper understanding of the absolute truth.
So, Jayapataka, who appeared in Kerala, he had preached all over India.
So, Shankaracharya had appeared in Kerala and he had preached all over India.
So, there's a lot of Mayavadis sannyasis in Benares.
So, there were a lot of Mayavadi sannyasis in Benares.
We were reading how Lord Chaitanya has discussed with them.
And we were reading that how Lord Chaitanya has discussed with them
How Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the Vedanta Sutra according to Vaishnava Siddhanta.
and how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained the Vedanta Sutra according to Vaishnavas.
So this is the greatest disciple of Mahārāja Guru Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī.
So, this is the greatest disciple of the Mayavadi Guru, Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī.
And he realized what Caitanya has explained the personal form of Krishna.
And he has realized that Lord Chaitanya has explained the personal form of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
And he stood up and he was expressing this.
So, he stood up and he is expressing this.
So, seen most of all of the disciples of Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī have been convinced.
So since all of the disciples of Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī have been convinced,
and everyone has become a Vaishnava,
and everyone has become a Vaishnava, Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 25.36.
নির্বিশেষ রূপ অপেক্ষা বা চিৎ বিলাসময় রূপের পরম তত্ত্ব শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতে 3.9.3
Translation. O Supreme One, the transcendental form I am now seeing is full of transcendental bliss. This is not contaminated by the external energy. It is full of effulgence. My Lord, there is no better understanding of you than this. You are the Supreme Soul and the Creator of this material world, but you are not connected with this material world. You are completely different from, created from, and variety. Form and variety. I sincerely take shelter of that form of yours, which I am now seeing. This form is the original source of all living beings and their senses. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.3. This verse was spoken by Lord Brahma, who perfectly realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead after meditating upon the Lord within the water of the Garbhodaka ocean. Brahma realized that the form of the Lord is completely spiritual. This is certainly a better understanding of the absolute truth than the impersonal understanding.
Brahma understood that the personal Godhead is spiritual and personal.
Lord Brahma understood that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is spiritual and personal. He is actually Sat Chid Ananda. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 25.37.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতে 10
Translation. Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of all causes. He is past, present and future, and He is the movable and immovable. He is the greatest and the smallest, and He is visible and directly experienced. He is celebrated in the Vedic literature. Everything is Kṛṣṇa, and without Him there is no existence. He is the root of all understanding, and He is that which is understood by all words. Purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.46.43 was spoken by Uddhava when he came to pacify all the inhabitants of Vrindavana during Krishna's absence. So Uddhava, as a friend of Krishna, tried to pacify the Brajavasis by this philosophy. But actually, the Brajavasis have a very deep relationship with Krishna. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 25.38.
নির্বিশেষবাদীর মায়াধীশ ভগবত বিগ্রহকে মাইক বলিয়া জ্ঞান নিরয়জনক শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতে 3.9.4.
Translation. O most auspicious one, for our benefit you enable our worship of you by manifesting your transcendental form, which you show to us in our meditation. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Person, and we worship you, whom impersonalists do not accept due to their poor fund of knowledge. Thus, they are liable to descend into a hellish condition. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.4.
In Bhagavatam, Krishna spiritual form, loved by every candle.
So, in the Bhagavatam, Krishna in his spiritual form is glorified in every canto.
And he is the Lord of
And the readers of the Bhagavatam are enjoying this. Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.39.
অপ্রাকৃত কৃষ্ণকে নরাকৃতি দেখিয়ায় অসন্নগণে প্রাকৃত মত্তবুদ্ধি। শ্রীমদ্ ভগবদ গীতা 9:11।
अवजानन्ति मूढा मनुष्येभ्यनुमाश्रितम् परं भावमजानन्तो मम भूतमहेश्वरम्.
Translation: Fools disrespect me because I appear like a human being. They do not know my supreme position as the cause of all causes, the creator of the material energy. Purport: This is a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita 9.11.
Krishna can appear in different forms.
See, Krishna can appear in different forms.
Now it says that human beings are made in the image of Krishna.
So it is said that human beings are made an image of Krishna.
Sometimes Krishna is said as human-like form.
So sometimes Krishna descends as a human-like form
because that form is natural for him.
because that form is natural for him.
But we have our body is different than the soul.
But like our body is different than the soul,
We have heart, liver, and other organs.
we have heart, we have liver and so many other organs.
But Krishna's body is transcendental.
So Krishna's body is transcendental.
His body is fully spiritual.
His body is fully spiritual.
But people are just saying that external thing that he is really there.
So people who see the external thing see that he is materially there.
So they realize he is actually
So they should realize that he is actually transcendental. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.40.
অসন্নিগণের গতি। শ্রীমদ্ ভগবদ গীতায় 16:19।
Translation: Those who are envious of my form, who are cruel and mischievous, and the lowest among men, are perpetually cast by me into hellish existence in various demoniac species of life. Purport: This is also a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita 16.19.
so. Krishna takes his form, which is Satchidananda.
So Krishna takes his form, which is Satchidananda.
It's not have any of the limitations of human form.
But eternally, he does not have any imitations of the human form. Limitations of the human form.
And so the idea I get cast into the body.
And the people who envy him are cast into different demoniac species. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.41.
গুরু অবজ্ঞা বা গুরু বিরোধ মূলে তর্কপন্থায় সৌতপন্থা শক্তি পরিণামের অস্বীকার হেতু বিবর্তবাদ। ত্রের পরিণাম বা তাহা না মানিয়া বিবর্তবাদ স্থাপে ব্যাস ভ্রান্ত বলিয়া।
Translation. Not accepting the transformation of energy, Shripad Shankaracharya has tried to establish the theory of illusion under the plea that Vyasadeva has made a mistake. Purport. For an explanation of this verse, one may refer to Adi Leela, chapter 7, verses 121 to 126. Vyasdev is everyone's guru and he is the avatar of Kṛṣṇa. Who? Who specifically writes the Vedic literatures. So those who have criticized him are very offensive. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.42.
বিবর্তবাদ আশ্রয়ে লক্ষণা ভিত্তিতে বেদান্ত উপনিষদের কল্পিত অর্থ দ্বারা অসুর পাষণ্ড মোহন। এই তো কল্পিত অর্থ মনে নাই ভাই, শাস্ত্র ছাড়ি কুকল্পনা পাষণ্ডে বুঝায়।
Translation. Shripad Shankaracharya has given his interpretation and imaginary meaning. It does not actually appeal to the mind of any sane man. He has done this to convince the atheists and bring them under his control. Purport. Shripad Shankaracharya's propaganda opposed the atheistic philosophy of Buddha. Lord Buddha's intention was to stop atheists from committing the sin of killing animals. Atheists cannot understand God. Therefore, Lord Buddha appeared and spread the philosophy of non-violence to keep the atheists from killing animals. Unless one is free from the sin of animal killing, he cannot understand religion or God. Although Lord Buddha was an incarnation of Kṛṣṇa, he did not speak about God, for the people were unable to understand. He simply wanted to stop animal killing. Shripad Shankaracharya wanted to establish the predominance of one's spiritual identity. Therefore, he wanted to convert the atheists through an imaginary interpretation of the Vedic literature. These are the secrets of the Acharyas. Sometimes they conceal the real purport of the Vedas and explain the Vedas in a different way. Sometimes they enunciate a different theory just to bring the atheists under their control. Thus, it is said that Shankara's philosophy is for Pashandas, atheists. So, Shankaracharya is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. He was requested by Lord Vishnu to spread a philosophy to bring the Buddhists back to accept the Vedas. So to accept the presence of the soul. So he was successful. But for this, he had to speculate and twist the Vedic teachings. So Lord Chaitanya and different Vaishnava acharyas brought the Mayavadis back to Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.43.
পরমার্থ ভগবত কৃপা ছাড়িয়া বন্ধা বিতণ্ডায় আশ্রয় পরমার্থ বিচারে গেল করি মাত্র বার কাহা মই পাব কাহা কৃষ্ণের প্রসাদ.
Translation. The atheists headed by the Mayavadi philosophers do not care for liberation or Krishna's mercy. They simply continue to put forward false arguments and counter theories to atheistic philosophy, not considering or engaging in spiritual matters.
Since Shankaracharya was simply trying to bring back atheism to regular philosophy,
Since Shankaracharya was simply trying to bring back the atheists to the Vedas, that's what he did. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.44.
শঙ্কর ভাষ্য মেঘ কর্তৃক বেদান্ত সূর্য আচ্ছাদন আচার্য করিয়াছে আচ্ছাদন এই হয় সত্য শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য বচন.
Translation. The conclusion is that the import of the Vedanta Sutra is covered by the imaginary explanation of Shankaracharya. Whatever Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said is perfectly true.
Haribo!
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 So this single most disciple
Prakāśānanda.
Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī.
He completely understood the philosophy of Lord Caitanya.
So, the senior most disciple of Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī completely understood the philosophy of Lord Chaitanya
And declared as much in the public assembly.
and declared this in the public assembly.
That's right.
Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.45.
চৈতন্য মতই সার অদ্বৈতের মত সবই অসার চৈতন্য গোসাই যেই কহে সেই মত সার আর যত মত সেই সব ছাড় খার.
Translation. Whatever meaning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives is perfect. Any other interpretation is only a distortion.
Haribo!
Haribo!
This way, Lord Caitanya showed how to preach.
So in this way, Lord Chaitanya showed how to preach.
He was very humble, very determined.
He is very humble, he is very determined.
He spread the philosophy of the Vedanta Sutra very correctly.
He spread the philosophy of the Vedanta Sutra very correctly.
And he converted all these Mayavadi sannyasis.
And he converted all these Mayavadi sannyasis.
So this is very important because many people on Mayavadi study this section of our Chaitanya book.
So this is very important because many people are Mayavadis. They should study this section of the Chaitanya book.
And I think 7th chapter of the Adi Lila
And the 7th chapter of the Adi Leela
or Adi Lila
or the 25th chapter of the Madhya Leela. Thus ends the chapter entitled Disciple of Prakāśānanda Sarasvatī glorifies the explanation of Lord Caitanya under the section How All the Residents of Varanasi Became Vaishnavas.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.